big thanks to BandLab for sponsoring this video. What's up fam, I am Brandon Rico. My friends here call me Rico. This is my channel where I talk about music production, mobile music production, and some of the technology to help you do it. And occasionally we tend to talk about a lot of the stuff in between. It's basically a music production lifestyle channel. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, something that intrigues you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're new to the channel, fam, I want to welcome you. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for clicking on the video. Consider becoming part of the family by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the parties that we throw right here on the channel. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff planned. So yeah, without further ado, I don't want to waste no more time. You clicked the video, you've seen the thumbnail, you already know what this is about. I did a thing. Today I want to talk to you about the brand new 2022 M2 MacBook Air. That was a lot to say. Now, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this machine, and it's probably one of the most talked about devices for the past couple months since its release. And I'm just here to let you know a lot of it is just straight BS. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it, like y'all are really tripping, man. I've been using the M2 MacBook Air for about a week now, and my experience has been nothing like what has been advertised or marketed on the top searches for YouTube. It's a very weird time in the tech space community right now. I think a lot of creators are just getting bored, which, I mean, it's understandable because tech has reached a level where the good things are getting cheap and the cheap things are getting good. So it was very much to my disappointment where I seen a lot of YouTube creators and YouTube channels that I used to look up to be a little bit more toxic this year when it came to describing the first look of this machine. So I just kind of want to debunk a lot of that stuff or just kind of walk you through some of my experience when using the M2 MacBook Air. Let's talk about it. So first of all, I don't have a whole lot of saucy B-roll to show you on this device. I just want to show you the real and bring you the facts. So let me walk you through the unboxing experience. So you've got your typical Apple unboxing experience. By now you've probably seen hundreds of these unboxing videos all over the internet. Again, this is probably one of the most popular devices of the year, and rightfully so. So of course you have the MacBook Air, we'll get to that in a second, and you have included the new and returning MagSafe cable, which is actually braided this time. This is a really big reason why I jumped on this particular model, is because of the updated features while bringing some of the old with the new, especially since this cable is now a much more updated, modern, and durable design. It is color matched, so that is highly appreciated and really good attention to detail on Apple's part. So you have the old school MagSafe magnet that connects to the device, and the other end is a USB Type-C. This side actually connects to the included power brick. And then if you choose any upgrades for the MacBook Air, I believe it bumps you up to a choice between a 67-watt charger or a dual charger USB Type-C. I ended up doing some upgrades that we'll talk about in a second, so I went with the 67-watt fast charger. Of course, you got your Apple paperwork and some stickers, and right off the bat you can tell that the Apple stickers are a little bit different this time. It gives you a little preview into the brand new colorway for this Mac. In certain lights it can be mistaken for black, but yeah, this is a very dark blue with a matte finish. And after taking this out of the box, I can immediately tell that this was going to be the last time that I've seen it without any fingerprints on it, which is not really a big deal for me because, you know, I don't really care about that. The M2 Air gets a brand new body, and it adopts the same design language of its older brothers from the M1 series on the brand new MacBook Pros. So why would I buy the M2 Air over the MacBook Pro? Well, let's see if we have some things in common in the way we're thinking about this. Now, keep in mind that I'm upgrading from the 2015 15-inch MacBook Pro with an Intel processor. So any of these newer devices would have did the trick for me, whether it be the older M1 MacBook Air or even the newer M1 MacBook Pros. This M2 MacBook Air for me met me somewhere in the middle. With the brand new design, a very attractive price for the value that you're getting, a portability factor, and a projected efficient battery to power and performance ratio, and plus it supports fast charging. Not to mention, I really like this color. Aesthetically, this is just something new that we haven't seen from Apple in a very long time. So I definitely had to jump on it. So again, working with a 7-year-old device, it was about that time for me to update and upgrade my device. So I wanted to make sure that I picked a device that I wouldn't have to update and upgrade for another 5, 6, or 7 years. Those were some of the things that were important to me and that stuck out to me for purchasing a brand new mobile device in 2022. Keyword there, mobile. I am not the type of person that'll buy a beautiful device like this and then set it off and tuck it off into a corner in clamshell mode. It has a brand new screen, brand new body. I want to see that, feel that, and know that I'm using this new device. And I want to feel like I'm using a new device. So yeah, I'm not tucking this away and closing it up and then using an external screen with this MacBook Air. It's just not my thing. Besides, I already have a desktop setup with my Mac Mini and a dual screen setup. So my goal now is to cut out the redundancy and take my Mac OS workflow on the go with me. If I have to use Mac OS at any point in time, I have that in a portable form factor. And not just portable, very efficient as far as battery life and convenience as far as being able to carry this thing around. Now, the M2 MacBook Air starts off at $11.99. And the way I've been hearing people talk about this thing on the internet, it's crazy. You'd be a fool if you really believe that Apple would release a $1,200 MacBook that can't perform everyday tasks. There's so many talks about thermal issues because it has no fan, but it also has no fan noise. Thermal throttling tends to happen when you push productivity on these devices for too long or too hard, and the device tends to heat up or get warm to the touch. Now, I didn't get the base model because of those issues. Well, a little bit more than that, but the base model starts at $11.99 for 256 gigs of hell no. If you plan on doing any productivity on this device anyway, you're gonna need more than 256 gigs. And ironically, the configuration and how Apple put this stuff together, the base model performs a lot slower when reading and writing to the SSD compared to the upgraded versions of the M2 MacBook Air. So giving that starting price of $11.99, I had a little bit of leg room to upgrade my device to the 1TB version with 16 gigs of RAM. And I went ahead and updated the GPU from 8 gigs to 10 gigs. It's put me at around $1,800, and then you add on AppleCare with that, and you know, the rest is history. I already know somebody in the comments is typing it out right now. You could have gotten the base model M1 Pro device for that same price, but not those same specs though. See, I'm prioritizing the form factor, which is the thinner, lightweight, more compressed design from even the base model 14-inch. Once again, it's the portability factor for me, fam. And so from price to battery life to performance ratio, I feel like that is the best value for what I'm getting. So the 256 gigs for me was out of the question. If you plan on doing any content creation or video editing or even music production on this device, you might want to think twice. I recommend at least 512 gigabytes of storage for video editing as well as music production. If you're going to be storing your works on your device or even have plugins and things that you want to use in your programs to create, you're going to want to have that onboard storage. This kills two birds with one stone. Now you have a faster SSD and you have the storage to maintain those files. This is not to say that the base model is totally useless for the M2 Air, especially for music production. In fact, there is a free solution for you, which just so happened to be the sponsor of this video. Now, if you're just getting started in music production or you're just starting to learn how to mix and master or even compose music, I want to introduce you to BandLab. BandLab is a cloud-based DAW. It's portable. You can actually use it on a Android and iPhone and even Mac and Windows. It's multi-platform and available for pretty much any device that you have right now. Well, if you have a smart device or any device that can have access to Google Chrome's browser. From Google Chrome's browser, you can log into BandLab and access all the cloud-based service, and it has built-in instruments, plugins, and mixing tools that you'll need. You can record vocals, make beats, all on your phones and on your tablets and even your new MacBook Air. It's even community driven, and it has an online community tab where you can stumble upon other musicians and beat makers, and you can send your files and your projects to other collaborators using your own unique link. It's just as simple as how you would send files over using like a Dropbox or a Google Drive. This is all saved in the cloud. Your collaborator can see your project and view your composition the same way that you created it. It's the same user interface, so they can go in and make changes and edits or even add stuff to it. And did I mention it was free? You can download the BandLab app for free or sign up using the link in the description. So with all that being said, if you're doing everyday tasks like checking and sending emails or writing documents and watching videos or even browsing the internet, you'll have no problem even with the base model. But once again, if you're looking for a little bit more performance, I would recommend that you get at least 512 gigabytes and 16 gigs of memory, especially if you're going to be using apps to create music like Logic Pro or Ableton Live, GarageBand, or even BandLab. 512 gigs gets you that faster SSD, and then you'll have the space to do your work. So with the new MacBook Air featuring that brand new M2 chip, the brand new updated design, more ports and charging options with a 3.5mm headphone jack on the other side for high impedance headphones, music producers, and a battery that lasts all day up to 18 hours, I'm pretty much sold on the M2, and I'm really excited to update you guys on my journey in music creation using the M2 MacBook Air. So if this was useful to you, if this was insightful information, and you want to see more on music production, actual music production on the M2 MacBook Air, let me know in the comments and let me know what you want to see and what you want to talk about on the MacBook Air. And yeah, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss anything I post about this or anything else in the future. I'm Brandon Rico. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.